The Subaru WRX STI is somewhat similar to the greatly savvy kid who carries home report cards with C's and D's littering the page. Unchallenged, he or she gets exhausted, strays from the way of minding, and creates dead-end outcomes. Offered more strenuous than requesting errands. In any case, the understudy applies him or herself and exceeds expectations. The STI is worth to be pushed. It asks for tight corners, high speeds, and full throttle openings. At the point when the driver's blood heats up, the auto demonstrates capable. Be that as it may, there are more extensive desires for autos with 4 entryways and a typical rung. Some portion of the STI's appeal is that it likewise could be a down-to-earth vehicle, notwithstanding for families. It's gotten from the past era Impreza, all things considered. Yet, similar to the exhausted child in class, its conduct and demeanor in normal conditions leave opportunity to get better. Subaru guarantees a Type R variation with execution improvements later in this model year, yet we're not expecting an all-new cutting-edge WRX and STI until 2020. Mellow updates for the 2018 model year adjust how the WRX STI looks and how it drives. Notwithstanding a cleaner, more forceful front sash, the STI includes versatile LED headlights, sections for a rooftop rack, and dual-dim 19-inch aluminum wheels wrapped in 245/35R19 Yokohama Advan Sport V105 tires. It additionally gets another STI Sport design instrument bunch with a shading LCD show, warmed outside mirrors, red safety belts, a collapsing back focus armrest with cup holders, and a more fit security framework. The enormous news, however, is that Subaru fiddled with the all-wheel drive framework. While the inside differential in the 2017 STI was controlled by means of mechanical and electronic strategies, the 2018 has gone full advanced. Subaru calls it the multi-mode driver-controlled center differential, DCCD, and it's planned to enhance the autos as of now extraordinary taken care of. Subaru likewise overhauled the brakes, utilizing yellow-painted monoblock Brembo calipers, 6 cylinders in advance and 2 in the back, and additionally bigger cross-penetrated vented plates, 13.4 creeps in front and 12.8 crawls in the back. Our test auto was the base STI. For another $4,800, the STI Limited includes nothing execution arranged except for packs in the highlights, including a power sunroof, which cleaves front headroom by 2.6 inches, a closeness scratch, push catch begin, route, a Harman, garden sound framework, blind side discovery with cross-movement caution, and 8-way control customizable Recaro execution seats. Our test auto had the Recaro seats, a $2,500 alternative packaged with the vicinity key and push catch begin. The STI Limited additionally displays the choice for a lower profile decklid spoiler rather than the standard STI wing. Purchasers who want well-being focused highlights, for example, those incorporated into Subaru's EyeSight package ought to rather bring down their sights from the driver-driven STI and consider the consistent WRX Limited. The mid-cycle refresh for the WRX STI tragically did not convey any progressions to the maturing powertrain. While the standard WRX has a 268 horsepower turbocharged 2.0-liter Level 4, the STI has a turbo 2.5-liter that is not utilized as a part of some other Subaru. It makes the same 305 pull at 6,000 revolutions per minute and 290 pounds-to-foot of torque at 4,000 revolutions per minute as a year ago's model, which is just 5 horses more than the 2004 STI had on tap. Indeed, even the raw extraordinary version coming right on time next date book year is evaluated at just 310 strength. It additionally comes outfitted with SI Drive, or Subaru Intelligent Drive, basically a driving mode selector that influences just the motor's energy conveyance. Utilizing an inside reassure dial, drivers can pick among Intelligent, Sport, and Sport Sharp, contingent upon whether throttle reaction or fuel effectiveness is more critical. At the point when exchanged into Sport or Sport Sharp, a torque bend is shown in the middle screen. Essentially, each progression up the stepping stool conveys more torque for a given development of the quickening agent pedal. Giving the motor something to do requires a dynamic right arm and tolerating that consistently is leg day in STI Arrive. The grasp pedal exertion feels like resistance band preparing. The engagement point on this test auto was high in the pedal travel, making it intense to draw in without staggering, and the shifter itself doesn't generally help in gaining smooth ground in activity. Everything meets up better when you're moving at full visit, yet it turns into a task that requests more consideration than it should when you're basically doing whatever it takes not to annoy travelers. When testing the past STI, we encountered wheel slippage amid hard dispatches, however that wasn't the situation with this auto. It was by all accounts to some degree down on energy, to a degree that constrained us to endeavor our increasing speed tests with 3 unique drivers. Indeed, even with the auto set to Sport Sharp mode, we couldn't break the 5-second check to 60 miles per hour, at last tolerating 5.3 seconds as all the better it could do. The STI we tried almost 3 years prior, which wore Dunlop Sport Max tires and weighed around 50 pounds, not as much as this 3,451-pound illustration, kept running from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 4.8 seconds with a redline grasp drop. With less drive and a littler sticker price, our long-haul 2015 WRX manual hit 60 miles per hour in 5.0 seconds level, and the 2018 WRX with a manual required 5.5. We are calling this one an irregularity. The Brembo brakes execute, of course, dragging the auto from 70 miles per hour to a stop in just 158 feet. However, even that great figure was 2 or 3 feet longer than the 2018 WRX without the STI improvements. Deft control on testing streets is the place the STI satisfies its potential, with firm body control and fine adjust. Despite the fact that somewhat apprehensive on focus, the directing is fast, very much weighted, and informative. Set up with a normal WRX's electrically helped control directing, the STI utilizes water-driven help and a snappier proportion, 13.3 to 1 versus 14.3 to 1. Underneath the SI drive dial is a catch marked auto, manual and a switch named C.div. In the manual setting, this is a control unit that enables the driver to pick the torque predisposition on the all-wheel drive framework from 6 unmistakable differential locking setups. In automatic, it conveys 41% of torque to the front hub and 59% to the back, yet can adjust that as conditions request. In advance, the STI has a helical constrained slip differential while the back has a torsion unit, and all WRXs have brake-based dynamic torque vectoring. Footing and responsiveness are this present auto's solid suit, on both cleared and rock streets. Despite the fact that the solid suspension makes for a rougher ride than you'd find in more up-to-date contenders, for example, the Volkswagen Golf R, the auto is only created when pushed hard. Be that as it may, while the Subi indicated almost no understeer at the taking care of point of confinement, a humble 0.93 grams it enrolled on a skid pad misses the mark concerning the Ford Focus RS's 1.04 grams and the Honda Civic Type R's 1.02 grams of horizontal hold. That solitary metric depicts the more extensive story of where this auto sits among its new age peers. Gone are the times of the red-hot STI versus Mitsubishi Evo all-wheel drive car competition. The WRX STI confronts better adjusted rivalry from the 350 horsepower Focus RS, despite the fact that that auto's fantastic character is imperfect, the 306 horsepower Civic Type R, and the Golf R. The STI positioned third in a 3 auto correlation against the Ford and the VW, however despite everything it is extraordinary fun. It's quite recently that the opposition has outpaced it, with comparable or even lower base costs, greater refinement, and better looking insides. One redeeming quality, until further notice, is that the RS and the Type R are constrained accessibility autos for which merchants are charging steep premiums over their rundown costs. What doesn't help is that the normal WRX's execution is not that far away the STI's, and it permits more choices. That Subaru got rid of the STI's hatchback body style likewise disappoints numerous devotees. Subaru fans who have yearned for a STI are probably not going to be disillusioned by this current one's rally-reared character. Be that as it may, that the STI's opponents are more refined and perform better reveals to us that Subaru needs to hit the books for a refresh game reduced degree.